So hello friends, my name is Rajiv Banerjee and I've been working with Suits Group for the last 2 years now. So I'm going to talk about something about a coaching tip, which I've been using, and it seems it's been working. So I've been working with this project called Ford CVP, which is basically customer satisfaction score that every dealership gets. And those dealerships with the bottom 20 who are not meeting up the target of a certain figure which they're supposed to maintain, they get into this intervention. So for this intervention, the dealers spread across India, and at times, India being a diverse country, you're supposed to travel places in which the cultures are very different from the other places. So one of the things that I did, before traveling on to a place was to really understand the culture of the place. For example, I'll give you an example. In a place like Bihar, which is a state in India where it seems people are more interested about politics, so I would do a bit of a research, and when I go to the dealership in the morning meeting, in order to break the ice, since I'd be working as a coach, wherein it meant, that working on the same level, the breaking of the ice would be a very, very important factor. So in the morning meeting, what I would do is this, that, I would just throw up questions and regarding the political situations in the state. And sometimes I would say, I think this person is going to win. And that would bring about a heated debate. And by the time we would hit the floor for coaching, the ice would have been broken. So this is one thing that I did across India, being a diverse country, and it worked. The other thing that I did was, again, partnering to Ford CVP program. This is, as I said in the beginning, a customer satisfaction scoring index, wherein a customer would be asked about different parameters in which he's supposed to give a feedback. So one of the questions, possibly taking an example, would be the initial impression of the dealership. So what I would do is this: I would get the team seated, and I would also get the CRE seated by me, and I would just pop up the question, this is the score that's prevailing at this moment for your dealership. And for this parameter, say supposedly initial impression of dealership, the score is low. So guys, what is it that you think, and what are things that we should be doing to improving the score? And while the CRE would be seated by me, and she would have quite a few blank pages, and these guys would be giving suggestions, and she would be basically picking up on the suggestions and writing down on the white paper. So by the time the meeting would be over, I would again call for another blank sheet, and where I would, before the meeting would end, I would ask all these guys to come up and write their names and sign on it. So the meeting would be over, then I would walk on to the GM's chamber and show it to them. Look, this is what you guys are saying, and some of the suggestions are right, and what is important is that you get these guys to follow this, and so these advice and suggestions coming from them, they know what they're supposed to do. So the other thing that I would do then was this, get all those stuff, the pieces of paper where they had given the suggestions, the other piece of paper where they written their names and sign onto it, and I would take a photocopy of the same, and I would paste the other 3 to 4 white pages where they had written and signed onto it, and I would tell the GM, look, this is something what the guys have told, and the important thing is this, and it seems the advice, very good advice, and if you work on it, there's no reason as to why the score would not improve. So it's important from your point of view that you make sure that these advices are being followed. So once this would be pasted on the wall, basically on his chamber, and so one thing would be that the GM would know what he's supposed to do, as well as the sales consultant would come over, for once in a month for the coaching with the GM, would also see, that the suggestions, advices are there, written on the, pasted on the wall, and they would better follow it. So these are two of the things that I did, and it seemed both of them worked very well, and the scores eventually, after a couple of years have improved. So thank you so much for your time. It's wonderful sharing the tips that I've been using. Thank you.